Hello everyone. Today I will discuss the lesson 5 in business marketing, which is the consumer market and the buying behavior. In this chapter, we'll look at the final consumer buying influences and the processes. Consumer buyer behavior refers to the buying behavior of the final customer, individuals and households that buy goods and services for personal consumption. All of these final consumers combine to make up the consumer market. Consumers make many buying decisions every day, and the buying decision is the focal point of the marketer's effort. Most large companies research consumer buying decision in a great detail to answer questions about consumers' buy, where to buy, how and how much they buy, when they buy, and why they buy. Marketers can study actual consumer purchases to find out what they buy, where, and how much. But learning about the whys behind consumer buying behavior is not so easy. The answers are often look deep within the consumer's mind. Often, consumers themselves don't know exactly what influenced their purchases. The central question for marketers is this: how do consumers respond to various marketing efforts the company might use? There are characteristics affecting consumer behavior. Consumer purchases are influenced strongly by cultural, social, personal, psychological characteristics. Cultural factors exert a broad and deep influence on consumer behavior. Marketers need to understand the role played by the buyer's culture, subculture, and the social class. Culture is the set of basic values, perception, wants, and behaviors learned by the member of society from family and other important institutions. Subculture is a group of people with shared value system based on the common life experiences and situations. And social class is relatively permanent and ordered divisions in the society whose members share similar value, interests, and behaviors. In social factors, a consumer behavior also influenced by social, such as the consumer's small groups, social network, family, and social roles and status. The group is two or more people who interact to accomplish the individual or mutual goals. When we say online social network, it is online social communities, blogs, social networking, website, and other communities where people socialize or exchange information and opinions. Family members can strongly influence buyer behavior. The family is the most important consumer buying organization in the society, and it has been researched extensively. Marketers are interested in the roles and influence of the husband, wife, and the children on the purchase of different products and services. And a roles and status, a person belongs to many groups, family, clubs, organizations, online communities. The person's position in each group can be defined in terms of both role and status. A role consists of the activities people are expected to perform according to the people around them. Another factors is a personal factors. A buyer's decision also are influenced by personal characteristics such as the buyer's age and life cycle stage, occupation, economic situation, lifestyle, and personality, and self-concept. When we say age and life cycle stage, people change the goods and services they buy over their lifetimes. Taste in food, clothes, furniture, and recreation are often age-related. Buying is also shaped by the stage of the family life cycle, the stages through which families might pass as they mature over time. Life stage changes usually result from demographic and life-changing events. marriage, having children, purchasing a home, divorce, children going to college, changes in personal income, moving out of the house, and retirements. Marketers often define their target markets in terms of life cycle stage and develop appropriate product and marketing plans for each stage. Another is occupation. A person's occupation affects the goods and services bought. Blue-collar workers tend to buy more rugged work clothes, whereas executives buy more business suits. Marketers try to identify the occupational groups that have been above average interest in their product and services. A company can even specialize in making products needed by a given occupational group. Another is economic situation. A person's economic situation will affect his or her store and product choices. Marketers watch trends in spending, personal income, savings, and interest rates. In today's more frugal times, most companies have taken steps to create more customer value by redesigning, repositioning, and repricing their products and services. Lifestyle is a person's pattern of living as expressed in his or psychographics involves measuring consumers' major dimension at the activity, like work, hobbies, shopping, sports, social events. Another is personality and self-concept. Personality refers to the unique psychological characteristic that distinguish a person or a group. Personality is usually described in terms of traits such as self-confidence, dominance, sociability, autonomy, defensiveness, adaptability, and aggressiveness. Personality can be useful in analyzing consumer behavior for certain product or brand choices. A brand personality is a specific mix of human traits that may be attributed to a personal brand. One research has identified 5 brand personality traits: sincerity, which is the down-to-earth, honest, wholesome, and cheerful; excitement, daring, imaginative, and up-to-date; competence, reliable, intelligence, and successful; sophistication, upper class and charming; and ruggedness, outdoorsy and tough. Your personality determines what you consume, what TV shows you watch, what products you buy, and other decisions you make. Another factor is psychological factors. A person's buying choices are further influenced by 4 major psychological factors, which are motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs and attitude. Motivation is a person has many needs at any given time. Some are biological, arising from state of tension such as hunger, thirst, or discomfort. Others are psychological, arising from the need of recognition, esteem, or belonging. A need becomes a motive when it aroused to sufficient level of intensity. When we say perception, it is a process by which people select, organize, and interpret information to form a meaningful picture of the world. Learning describes changes in a individual behavior arising from experience. Learning theories say that most human behavior is learned. Learning occurs through the interplay of drives, stimuli, responses, and reinforcement. And when we say belief, a descriptive thought that a person holds about something. Attitude is a person consistently favorable or unfavorable evaluation, feelings, and tendency towards an object or idea. The buyer decision process. Now that we look at the influence that affect buyers, we are ready to look how consumer buying behavior decision. The buying process starts with need recognition. The buyer recognizes a problem or a need. The need can be triggered by internal stimuli when one of the person's normal needs, for example, hunger or thirst, rises to a level high enough to become a drive. An interested consumer may or may not search for more information. If the consumer drive is strong and satisfying product is near at hand, he or she is likely to buy it then. If not, the consumer may store the need in memory or undertake an information search related to the need. Evaluation of alternatives. We have seen how consumers use information to arrive at the set of final brand choices. Next, marketers need to know about alternative evaluation. That is how consumers process information to choose among alternative brands. Unfortunately, consumers do not use a simple and single evaluation process in buying situation. Instead, several evaluation processes are at work. And the purchase decision. In the evaluation stage, the consumer ranks brands and forms purchase intention. Generally, the consumer purchase decision will be to buy the most preferred brand, but two factors can come between the purchase intention and the purchase decision. The first factor is the attitudes of others. If someone important to you thinks that you should buy the lowest price car, then the chances of buying a more expensive car are reduced. Most marketers' job does not end when the product is bought. After purchasing the product, the consumer will either be satisfied or dissatisfied and will engage into post-purchase behavior of the interest to the marketers. What determines whether the buyer is satisfied or dissatisfied with the purchase? The answer lies in the relationship between the consumer expectation and the product perceived performance. If the product falls short of expectation, the consumer is disappointed. If it meets expectation, the consumer is satisfied. If it exceeds expectation, the consumer is delighted. The larger the gap between expectation and performance, the greater the consumer dissatisfaction. This suggests that sellers should promise only what their brands can deliver so that the buyers are satisfied. We now look at how buyers approach the purchase of a new product. A new product is a good, service, or idea that perceived by some potential consumer as new. It may have been true around for a while, but other interest in it, how consumers learn about products for the first time and make decisions on whether to adopt them. We define the adoption process as the mental process through which an individual passes from first learning about the innovation to final adoption. Adoption is a decision by individual to become a regular user of the product. There is stages in adoption process. Consumers go through the 5 stages in the process of adopting a new product. One is awareness. The consumer becomes aware of a new product but lacks information about it. Second is interest. The consumer seeks information about the new product. Third, evaluation. The consumer consider whether trying the new product makes sense. Fourth is trial. The consumer tries the new product on a small scale to improve his or her estimate for its value. And lastly, the adoption. The consumer decides to make full and regular use of a new product. And that's all for today. Thank you.